Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy V, the 4-job Fiesta for T&V Small Critter Rescue. It's time for our party to finish up their foray into the ancient library. And there's somebody right up there, and we assume that it's Mid. Galuf tells us to be careful. We got a bad feeling. And this is an interesting boss because it can actually back attack you. I got lucky here. It did not back attack me, so that was nice. Because otherwise Biblos can start putting on some negative status effects on your characters and putting some positive buffs on himself. So in this battle we're going to pretty much deal with it the same way we kind of dealt with Afreet. We will be having TNV basically being the healer, and we will have Faris and Galuf attacking Biblos with their swords. Except for with Afreet, they did it with ice. This time they'll be using it with fire, because Biblos is weak to fire. So, because he's also weak to fire, Lenna can join in a little bit and use the terrain to summon the Will-o'-the-Wisp, which is a fire elemental, to deal some extra damage. Which is good because, as you can see, Biblos counters physical attacks by casting armor on himself, which reduces the amount of damage physical attacks do. Terrain, however, is magical, so it won't be affected by that armor. But just like with Afreet, we can also have Lenna do a little bit of healing as well to help TNV out if he gets a little bogged down. We saw Biblos cast another spell. It's Magic Hammer. It takes away half your MP. That's also a blue magic spell, so if you have a blue mage, you want to make sure they have or a non-blue mage, you want to make sure they have the learning ability equipped so they can learn that spell. So, but Biblos falls eventually, not too hard, and he mentions the seal of his master is still out there, but his master still lives. And that must be the evil force that is trying to destroy the crystals, which apparently sealed Biblos, this evil into the world. We're going to protect thing that raises defense in battle, but only a chemist can drink it. And hey, it is Mid. Don't bother me while I'm reading. You've been reading this book the whole time? What? You the one making all that noise back there? And once again, our characters just have to shrug and be like, wow, weird guy. But luckily, we don't have to backtrack all the way through the library. Mid knows the secret passage. It takes us right back to where, to the main room in the ancient library, where this scholar was hanging out. On the bookshelf there, yeah, we push him off and we reappear. Mid! And the book that Mid just so happened to look up is going to be very important for helping us find the Earth Crystal and also giving Sid a purpose. I should apologize for not thanking you earlier. He's about to show us the book that he found and why he was so invested in it. I found a great book. Look, we might be able to get the steamship running if we do this. I have to let Grandpa Sid know about this right away. You know him? He's my grandpa. Unfortunately, Mid, has a pretty good opinion of his grandfather and doesn't know about how Sid is basically in a funk, in a depressive state because of what happened to the fire crystal. But luckily, Mid will show him that there's still things that can be done, and the fire crystal isn't necessary to power the steamship. Apparently there's something in this book that will allow them to use the steamship, make it run, without the fire crystal. So we're just going to head back in here, use that healing pot, talk with these new scholars running around. Mid hastily ran out of here. It's great that Mid is alright. Mid left the ancient library. He said he was going to see Dr. Sid. There was not something about Dr. Sid. Mid must be pretty strong if he can go all the way from here up to Karnak by himself, especially crossing through that desert where the Desert Chimera is. And we will actually be fighting that Desert Chimera here. I figure I might as well give it a chance here. So just to be safe, I made a save outside the desert. And then I hop in, and Desert Chimera gives some good experience and good ability points. So if you can take it down, it's a good enemy to attack. if you're a blue mage and learn the Aqua Breath the D Chimera uses, you can use it back on the D Chimera and basically like one-shot it. So we don't get lucky enough. We get lucky that it doesn't use the Aqua Breath on us, and we also get lucky that the terrain that we get is pretty good. Quicksand, of course, didn't work, but we get some pretty good terrain features that deal pretty decent damage to the Chimera. You don't get unlucky and have keep using the quicksand, the instant death effect. So one of the things that Magic Knights have is when they get into critical hit point range, they automatically cast Shell on themselves, which lowers magical damage. So that's an ability that you can equip on all your characters. It's the first ability that the Magic Knights learn. Then they start learning, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6 sword abilities. So let's head on back to Karnak. That's what we saw that Faris did that. And that lasts throughout the rest of the battle. So, despite getting into all those battles, we do manage to get here before mid. Maybe he was had some trouble, got into more battles than us. It doesn't matter, we always arrive here before mid to see how Sid is doing. Sid, pull yourself together. And as before, we can't get him out of his funk, but luckily mid happens to arrive not long after us, and he is going to encourage his grandfather to be how he used to be the positive-looking person who doesn't give up. Hey, stop that! Grandpa, you idiot, nothing can make you give up. And to further encourage him, he uses the book. Not to hit him with it, but to show him that, hey, we still can do some things here. So, he reminds him that, hey, basically it's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get back up. So, with that, Sid realizes the error of his ways, and he is going to help Mid reconfigure the steamship based on the knowledge that they picked up from that book that Mid has. The Earth Crystal's still alive, but where is it? I have no idea. We must find and protect it. In order to do that, we need the steamship. And we're going to get the steamship to move without the fire crystal. That's what the book says. So we're going to get a little cutscene where, kind of like how Sid in Final Fantasy IV, when he did upgrades to the Enterprise or the Falcon, or his assistants did to the Enterprise at one point. Get a little bit of cutscene where Sid and Mid work on the steamship, and while that happens, it's going to trigger a little memory in Galuf. Galuf is still suffering from that amnesia, doesn't know who he is. Apparently all the people who came from the meteors, though, know who he is, but none of them were able to tell him exactly who he is. But now Galuf is about to discover a little bit on his own, but his full memory won't return until a little bit later on in the game. But we do get a good glimpse of into a little bit of him, and we also finally learn who that little girl is that visited him in several of his dreams, and in the ship graveyard where Siren was. Remember, there's always like a loved one who appeared. TNV's mother, Faris, and Lenna, King Tycoon appeared. And then for Galuf, it was that little blonde girl. Galuf, what's wrong? I know something wasn't right about you. What is it? Are you alright, Galuf? My head. I think I remember something. He's gonna start having some flashbacks that were brought on by Mid and Sid's interaction. So, we're going to see that, seeing the grandfather interact with his grandchild is bringing back this memory to Galuf. So the little girl's name is Kara, and she is Galuf's granddaughter. Blonde like Mid. So you guys can see where, how this could spark a memory in Galuf. Unfortunately, like I said, it doesn't instill return all his memory to him, but we get a little bit. So it seems like Kara and Mid are almost one and the same. They like to berate their grandfather and keep him on the level. Galuf, what happened? Were you able to remember anything? And here comes the big shocker. Galuf is an alien! I'm not a person of this world. I came here in a meteor from another world to prevent the return of an evil force that we sealed off in this world 30 years ago. So Galuf came in that meteor that crashed near Tycoon. He wasn't just some bystander there who just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. He actually was the pilot of that meteor, which I guess are kind of like spaceships in this world. It's for sure this is where the powers of the Four Crystal gather. And we're going to see that place where those 4 stones were. Remember, every time a crystal breaks, one of those stones disappear. So there were 3 at the beginning of the game. Then when the water crystal broke, when we came back, we saw there was only 2. Now if we go back there again, we'll see there's only 1 crystal there. Or 1 rock. I'd come to this world before in a meteor 30 years ago. If the 4 crystals shattered, then Extant seals will be released. That's right. So now at least we know who that big evil is, who that shadow, who's corrupting the queen and the king, the queen of Karnak and the king of Tycoon, and apparently is Byblos' master. But we now have a purpose besides just trying to prevent the crystal from cracking, not just to save our world and the elements that are allow nature to exist in the world, but also to prevent the return of the evil Mage X-Death. With a name like that, yeah, you can tell he's gonna be a bad guy. It doesn't matter who you wake up, Sid or Mid, we'll get the same kind of speech here. Sid will wake up, and then Mid will wake up. You see that he kind of copies his grandpa quite a bit. We'll finish a ship that moves without wind. We'll search for the Earth Crystal using this boat. Yes, please do. We'll be at the ancient library. You just might find a clue there somewhere. And we should go to the ancient library too, because if it's your first time playing the game, you might not know where to go. Because this having this ship now opens up a lot of areas, and you could get lost just wandering around trying to find, where you're supposed to go. But if you listen to Sid and Mid there, they basically say like, "Hey, we're going to the ancient library, see if we can find some clues." Well, they will get to the ancient library before us. I don't know how they do that, but they will be there to give us some clues. So, we bring up our map. You can see where the ancient library was, to the south here. We also saw a little further south, there's 2 other white dots. One of them is Jakol. We learned about that. That was that village with some pretty good armor. And we saw a few other places on the map that Sid and Mid are going to point us in the direction of. Basically cuts down on all our wandering. I'm Dr. Sid's assistant. I've been asked by Mid to find some books that have information about a crescent-shaped island. So that's our clue. If we go onto our map and look for a crescent-shaped island in the map, we'll notice that there is a crescent-shaped island, not Sea Island from Star Tropics, with Mr. Tumnus. You can watch that Let's Play on my channel. Because Sea Island is facing to the right, like a sea. The Crescent Island is backwards, like a reverse sea. But it's in the southeast corner of the map. But before we go there, we're going to head to the southwest corner of the map, because we heard quite a bit about Jakol, a town where there's apparently some strong weapons. So we should probably head there, pick up some stuff. Not a lot of stuff for us to pick up, but it'll be nice to just go there and get a few things. So here we have Bio Soldiers. I want to try to mute them. I can use either the Mute Magic, or I can use the Mute Sword ability and hope that works. I'm just going to use the Mute, the spell to mute these guys, because these guys will often cast the Bio spell, means in their name, Bio Soldier. Bio is a poison elemental, and it does decent damage, and it poisons your character, so they have that hit point loss, that sap. So we want to mute them so that they can't cast that Bio spell. And then that just makes them pretty easy to take out then, because we just remove their biggest offensive weapon. And then we head down here, and we saw it right there. There's your coal. And we're going to learn how this place ties into not only the Earth Crystal, but that cave that we passed up just a few seconds ago. So, take care, have a good one. We'll find out all that in the next episode. Bye!